To security matters, the Nigerian government has secured the conviction of 125 Boko Haram suspects of terrorism offences, including terrorism financing. Now, the Federal High Court handed down the conviction in a mass trial held at the military detention facility in Kainji, Niger State. The trial, conducted over 2 days, saw defendants face charges ranging from financing terrorism to committing crimes under the International Criminal Court statutes. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, announced the convictions through a statement released by his spokesperson, Kamaruddin Ogundele. Fagbemi stated that 85 individuals were convicted of financing terrorism, 22 for ICC-related crimes, and the remaining defendants for various terrorism offences. Now, joining us to discuss this is former Chairman, Zamfara State Committee on Prosecutions of Bandits and Related Offences, Abdullahi Shinkafi. Hello, Abdullahi. Thank you so much for joining us at this time, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so can you tell us, what is your reaction to the convictions of these terrorists and their financiers?
This is a very good development, because now those who are trying to go into terrorism activity or unbanditry activity have now seen that those who have been found wanted have been faced full weight of the law and justice. So this shows that people who are involved in the financing terrorism, either through smuggling of arms and ammunition, or drug or kidnapping or trafficking, will now know that anybody who's found wanted will now be prosecuted according to the law of the land.
Okay. Now, can you take us through some of the specific terrorism financing charges that were brought against the convicted individuals?
The terrorism financing charges, which was filed against the convicted, 125 persons were convicted. 85 were convicted for terrorism, and also 22 were convicted on related international criminal court of justice and other related terrorism activities. Since this terrorism financing can be in for like trafficking of arms and ammunition, financing through kidnapping, and financing through even legitimate business. Some people finance terrorism through businesses, through all kinds of, even some religious and cultural establishments can be found as a financier of terrorism.
Okay.
And terrorism, you know, is in three forms: revolutionary and sub-revolutionary and establishment. Revolutionary is where you see people like Boko Haram insurgents. Then sub-revolutionary is this militancy. And also established one, because it is the one which is being sponsored by the enemies of the government.
Okay, Mr. Shinkafi, those are really heavy offences. Now, as the former chairman of a state committee on prosecutions of bandits and related offences, you definitely have, you know, deep-rooted offences when it comes to prosecuting bandits or terrorists. So, can you tell us what are the implications of this mass conviction if the overall that's for the overall fight against terrorism in Nigeria?
There's no much implication. The only implication that some of these bandits or terrorists, if the government have gone after them they will continue to terrorize people mercilessly. But it is a welcome development that anybody who commits any offense against the Nigerian nation should supposed to face full weight of the law and order. Nobody is above the law. And most of these terrorism activities is a treasonable offenses, which has a heavy penalty in the Nigerian law. So I don't think that any implication in this prosecution, that only that those who are prosecuting the bandits, especially the Attorney General of the Federation, and also the justices who are in the trial court to try this bandit on this mass trial, they have to be made a thorough investigation, and also in discharging their duties. And they have to be very, very extra careful. And the federal government should provide heavy security for them to secure them and their family and anywhere they are going. Because if you look at this mass trial took place in Kainji, in Niger State, and Niger State is one of the hotheads of armed bandits. It's one of the epicenter of banditry and terrorism in Nigeria or in northern Nigeria. So the federal government has to mobilize heavy security in that place where the trial is conducted. And the Attorney General of the Federation should also be secured heavily by the Nigerian government. Because they is in a very
all right, Mr. Shinkafi. Now, no doubt, this is, a good step in the right direction, because so many quarters seem to believe that the government is not doing, so much when it comes to dealing with terrorism. At least, with this out there, it will actually shut some people up. But then, what do you think that the government strategy that's moving ahead now? What should be the government strategy, in dealing with terrorism in future?
The government has to deploy more technology to curtail the fight against terrorism and armed banditry in the northern Nigeria and also in the country at large. We need to change our ways of tackling insecurity from conventional way to the modern technology, using artificial intelligence and other sophisticated modern equipment. You see, in conventional security, government have deployed weapons, recruitment of personnel, purchase of vehicles, purchase of arms and ammunition, and drones, APC, armor personnel carrier vehicles, and other gun trucks. But when we move from conventional security to the modern technology, I think we can go a long way in the fight against security. If you look at the Nigerian budget, a lot of money has been appropriated in trillions, yet it has not changed the narratives. So there is need for the government to do more also in the fight against this terrorism in northern Nigeria, and also to apply kinetic and non-kinetic approach, and also to fight poverty, to fight corruption, and also to guide the porosity of the border.
Well, these are all important steps that you have actually mentioned, Mr. Shinkafi, but thank you so much. We appreciate you for your time and for speaking to us on this.
Thank you very much. Good.